Hello, Lori Michelle, the Moshiach, with Moshiach's Life Lesson number 12, God's Views on Divorce. I am having a very hard day. That has nothing to do with divorce, but if you look at my background, I don't have my virtual green screen background with the canary. I pulled it down because I was having all kinds of technical difficulties. I don't have a crew here. It's me and Hashem with one pair of hands, and this is it. I hope this one makes it online. I have done too many takes, and you would think it was something very important that I was going to share today. And he said it is. Divorce is a very important topic. He says extremely important. And he wants you to know what his views are on the subject of divorce. I've said this before, that when we have peace in the home and enough of you start working on shalom bayit, peace in your home, we will see the world become more peaceful. Peace begins at home. And it sounds philosophical and like a bunch of nonsense, but it's really not. The source of divorce, the things that cause a divorce, is the source of the coronavirus pandemic. Oh, you're stupid, Lori. No, I'm really not stupid. I'm not normal. I'm not your average person online. I'm really the Moshiach, people. But I'm not stupid. It's really the truth. Evil is evil. Truly. And it comes in this size, and it comes in nuclear bombs. And divorce is caused by evil, the evil inclination. Two people get married, and they have very beautiful ideas about their future, and they're so in love, hopefully. Most people are so in love, and there's a honeymoon period, maybe, most of the time. But eventually, the evil inclination creeps into the relationship. And unless and until you understand what that evil inclination looks like, what it sounds like, and you understand what God's laws are, Torah, and start learning Torah, you're going to have a difficult time in your marriage. Most of you. Some of you might escape the bullet because your inclinations are more for the other person than they are for yourself. But that's a rare marriage. He just said, yes, it is. Marriage ends in divorce more than half the time. And I joke around, but I'm really not joking, that the other half is not very happy. Some of them are. A small percentage of the people who remain married are happy some of the time. It's like old comfortable shoes, I guess. You're comfortable with each other. And maybe, yeah, you do love each other. There is a small percentage of people who are really in love, even years later. But think about it, people. More than half of marriages end in divorce. That's shocking, isn't it? It should be shocking because they start out in love, in lust. Maybe they get married for the wrong reasons, but even people who get married for the right reasons end up divorced because of this evil inclination. And yeah, I'm going to wave the book like a flag again. I explain it in here. I went through a divorce. I'm not proud of it, but I'm happy that Hashem made a provision for me to get divorced, that it's not against God's laws to get divorced. He just said it can be if you're not earnest in your efforts to work on your marriage and work to have a good marriage. There are occasions when you need to get a divorce. So here's where his views come in that shocked me, and they may shock you too. I spoke to him about what happens when two people are married and they have children and they get divorced. Children are involved. And you're going to be shocked with what he said, because I was. First, he asked my opinion. And I said, well, if they're both good people and they both love their children, the husband and wife, I guess they could share custody, or the husband can get liberal visitation with the children. And as I was saying it, I was thinking of the children. And I was thinking, divorce is really hard on kids. So even if the parents are on the same page about wanting to be there for their children, maybe they even live in the same neighborhood and they're going to share custody, inside I was thinking, as I was saying this, it's not good for the kids. And you know what Hashem said? I said, I guess they should share custody, even though I knew it wasn't good for the kids. And Hashem said, no, no shared custody. And then he went further. I said, really, Hashem? He said, really, Lori. He said, the mother gets custody of her children without exception. Only in the case when the husband can bring to court, a court of law, that she is endangering the life and the welfare of those children, that can be reversed. But in every other instance, she gets full custody of her children. The next part of what I'm going to say is going to ruffle everyone's feathers, and even was a sucker punch to me, made me want to cry. He said the father relinquishes all parental rights of those children. And then it gets even worse. You're not going to like what I'm saying, but I'm just the messenger. He said, no visitation or contact until the children are emancipated. Wow! If I ever succeed, I'm going to have every clinical psychologist and psychiatrist my enemy, right? He said, wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. He said, having a man involved with the raising and rearing of her children, he considers those children her children, not his. Having him have involvement in the rearing of those children is detrimental to those children and to the mother. So how many people are clicking away, cursing me out? I don't know. But I heard what he said, and it was emotional for me, because I know there's a lot of good fathers out there who would want to be involved with their children. And you know what he said? The answer is, stay married. Stay married, raise your children till they're of adult age, and then get divorced if you can't tolerate the marriage any longer. He says those children come first. Her, the mother, her relationship with her children trumps the father's. The mother is supreme in God's world. This is God's views. This is what he told me. He's not wavering one bit. He says that when a man marries a woman and they bring children into this world, they are her children and his responsibility. He is responsible for those children, and Hashem says he is responsible for caring for the mother of his children for the rest of her life. I have no idea what's written about this. I don't read the Talmud. I don't read Torah law. These are the words of Hashem, the King of the universe. He says if the man, the father, can prove that the woman is a detriment to those children, dangerous, a drug addict, abusive, he can go to court and have custody given to him. But she is always allowed to visit with her children. The reverse is not true. The father must relinquish all parental rights and visitation until the children are adults, and the children must choose whether they want to know the father at that point of their life. But if the reverse were to happen and the woman was unfit to be a mother and he gained custody, she's permitted, she must be allowed, he's speaking, to visit with her children. They are her children. He distinguishes between the relationship between mother and child and father and child. In Hashem's world, the mother reigns supreme. I had such difficulty recording this. You can see my green screen was torn down. I've done 15, 20 takes. They're not even going on the cutting room floor. They're so bad because I just kept re-recording them. This one, he said it's going online. Hate me. I don't know what you're going to think of this, but I would take it seriously because I don't make anything up. If you want to know more about the source of divorce, go online already. It's in here. The source of coronavirus, the pandemic, it's in here. 12 boxing rounds with Mommy Messiah. I point out the evil that's all around the world and it's lurking within you. Am I putting you down? No. No. That would be like me walking up to a child of mine and saying, stupid child, you're playing with a revolver. You're dumb. I would never play with a revolver, a loaded gun. Ha, ha, ha. Would I ever say that to a child? No. And I'm not saying that to you right now. I'm saying you're playing with a loaded revolver and I can see it and you don't see it. And I need to point it out to you before you harm yourself and harm your children and harm the rest of the world. That's what we see going on around the world. The same thing that causes divorce is causing all the problems you're seeing everywhere else. And the way to fix it is to find it in yourself and say, oh, hell no, not me. I'm not doing that. When enough of you do that and do this work, you'll stay married. Your children will be raised in a peaceful, happy home, and we will have world redemption. Wow. I hope that's true. He says it's true. I'm with you, Hashem. Peace on earth in our time. God bless you.